Hello and welcome to Remainders, where we talk about all the movies that remain. My name is Patrick. Today we're going to be talking about the 1987 movie Near Dark, part of our vampire double feature. Darren, always with me. Good to see you, bud. Glad we can finally get on the same page after much adult turmoil in our adult busy lives. So how you doing, bud?
Well, I'm free of 3 wisdom teeth that were bothering me for way too long. And
finally, I've been telling you to get those out for years.
Yeah, I know. Well, like you said, I should have gotten them out and then replaced them with some fangs so that we could, act the part as we cover Near Dark, which is, I don't know. How have we not covered this before? I don't think we've ever covered a vampire movie unless you call, have we? I don't know.
I don't think so, and that's kind of the reason why I wanted to. So this is part of a double feature that we're going to do.
What's the cave movie we covered? Like that kind of is a vampire movie, right?
The which one? Oh, The Descent.
The Descent.
No.
Yes.
No, that's definitely no, not even close. That is not even near a vampire movie. I like that you're making that connection, but no, that's The Descent is its own thing, its own beautiful monster creature feature. But no, we are trekking into some vampire movies, yes, for the first time, I think. And I know you're a big vampire. Well, no, you're more of a Dracula fan. And so maybe that's a good place to start. But I know you love Dracula as a character.
Yeah.
Tell me like what you love about Dracula, because that'll just kind of help us get into these movies that we're going to cover.
I just really love like the sway of, the classic Bela Lugosi, dressed very nice, speaking in that accent and that allure of, well-dressed, handsome, charming, but wicked. There's something amazing about that. And then just the idea of the vampire in general, I love, just that like you're undead, you live, it's kind of romantic too. The whole thing about Dracula is kind of romantic, and there's a huge horror element, but it's very romantic. And I think that's what human beings really are drawn to, because you're scared of it, but also it's this character that you can't help but be around or want to be around, even though it's like the most dangerous character ever. Depends on which version you're watching, of course.
Right.
But yeah.
And that's the beautiful thing about the character from Bram Stoker is that like all the different iterations, you kind of have different vibes and flavors of it. So,
and if you read it, it's it feels different in there too. I think it's almost more romantic when you read it, but it also a little bit more terrifying.
I love the book actually. Like it's not like groundbreaking, like Frankenstein is groundbreaking. Like that's a much better novel, I think. But like the structure of like the original Dracula novel, where it's all just letters. Yeah. Like when I first read that, like that, I had never read like a novel like structured like that.
Right. You're basically reading what you mean is like someone's journal, right? Like
yeah.
Jonathan Harker's journal.
Yeah, but it's like letters from other characters too. It's like, isn't that like the whole? Yeah, that's right. It's been years since I read it, but like it was like entirely composed of letters as a novel, and so you just get glimpses of like stuff that went through it. So, yes, a gentleman. I'll greet you at the door. I always know that line from the Scissors song. Well, so that's the thing. It's like I know you're a bigger fan of Dracula, so you're kind of the professional here, and I like vampire movies. I prefer other monster movies, and so that's why it's always been kind of like it hasn't always been my priority with like monster movies. There's plenty of vampire movies I love. I love the original Dracula, the Nosferatu movies, and the 80s kind of vampire movies, but the movies that we're going to be covering, Near Dark and then Habit from Larry Fessenden from 1995, it really basically turns everything you said about Dracula on its head. I mean, these are degenerate vampires, which we call the double feature, Degenerate Vampire double feature that we'll be doing for these movies.
I like it. Officially branded right here.
Because, I mean, obviously, we'll get way into it, but like, these are scumbag characters in Near Dark. This is like a true example of like what being a vampire would be like, which is not very elegant. You would be living forever. You would be like beholden to like finding food forever. They become drifters. Like it's not a glamorous experience at all. in this world and for these movies to be a vampire as opposed to what being Count Dracula is like. So that's what's always drawn it to me.
Complete opposite of what I was saying that I liked about. Yeah,
exactly. And so that's what, like, I think they complement each other as the different types of vampires and the different types of movies. It's not one better than the other. I just kind of have been drawn to the scumbag vibe of these characters.
Of course, and especially when Bill Paxton is one of them. Arguably the best scumbag vampire.
So we got into that pretty quick. I didn't even ask you, how are you healing after your non-fang removal? So,
well, I'm just gonna say this, and I'll keep it short. But like, I waited too long to get him out. I finally did. Usually, as per usual, you kind of have to wait till you have the funds to do it. So I did it, and they like really quickly got me in, and I was like, I had tickets to go see Elvis, the epic, in IMAX, and it was I don't spend my money on anything. I have to pinch my pennies hard these days. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to spend the money for Elvis epic. I fucking love how Baz Luhrmann has been like out there, putting his feet on the ground and letting people know, what this is, and kind of calling it like a love letter to Elvis's touring that he never got to do. I'm like, wow, I'm sold, And anyway, I love Elvis. So we had tickets. And I get the call from the dentist that they had an opening and can I get in? And I'm like, I have to forego seeing Elvis. So I didn't get to see it in IMAX. That is like the biggest disappointment of getting my wisdom teeth taken out. But yeah, I got them taken out, and then I drooled for the entire day. I told my girlfriend, I'm like, I think I could still go. I'm like, let me get them out, and then let's still like keep the tickets, because it's possible that and I didn't know what I was in for. And anyway, a hellish like 4 days. And on the 6th day, I thought, cool, I'm a little out of it. I'm still in pain, but I'm out of it. And then all of a sudden, one of the clots, I didn't have the dry socket, but I had something, of course, as Darren Varel, super rare, never happens to anybody, very rare, called a liver clot happened. So it's like this thing,
sounds delightful.
Yeah. So it's like this thing that like when it comes out. So after the 6th day, I did everything right, followed all the rules. And then this thing came out and it bled, and I couldn't get it to stop. That clot, it would not clot because it had this rare thing called the liver clot. So I had to bleed basically out of my mouth profusely for 24 hours until the next day that I got into the dentist, and then they fixed it with a fake clot, and now I'm okay. Knock on wood.
Yeah, man. Toughing it out. Man, you should have taken some pictures. It would have gone good with the vampire.
I mean, honestly,
Instagram post or something.
Like that. Yeah, totally. It was real.
Finger looking good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm happy, despite the little bump in that you're healing well. You
12 good. Pounds down.
Good.
Lost 12 pounds.
Oh shit.
And I feel better than I have in a long time.
That's what I like to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shit. Yeah, I haven't had any major teeth issues. I think I only have one of my wisdom teeth out. Maybe two.
I only
Maybe
had
two.
3 come in, which is weird.
You only had 3 ever.
Yeah, one never grew.
Oh.
I don't know.
See, that's how dumb I am. I didn't even know that could happen. So
anyway, we can spend hours on wisdom teeth. Let's get out of this talk. I've had enough of wisdom teeth.
That is true. You're not coming here for more teeth stuff. We're coming here for fang stuff. So when was the first time that you did watch Near Dark?
Yeah,
sounds like you've had seen it before.
Long ago. I mean, I'd say like maybe 5 years ago. Okay. So and I love Kathryn Bigelow as you do, and I'm sure there's a lot to get into, but I had watched this because I was like, how have I not seen a Kathryn Bigelow movie about vampires? And it was on Criterion, of course, and so I finally watched it.
They are so reliable with the streaming. So
I know. I mean, and it is the cheap, as we always say, it's the cheapest streamer, $89 full year. I've had it since 2018. No commercials on anything. Knock on wood. So yeah. Anyway, I loved it on first watch. I've seen it probably twice in my life. This is like the third watch. And it's got a vibe all its own,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This was a Suncoast watch for me. I remember picking up a book back then. It was just a random book on horror, like a collection of essays. And one of the essays wasn't entirely about this movie, but it mentioned this movie, and that's how I heard about it. And so this is still the 2 DVD pack that I had from Suncoast.
Yeah, great.
So this is one of the few movies that I did keep over the years. So this is actually still one of the best editions of the movie, because we'll get into it. Notoriously, this movie has never really had much physical media release, which is why it's kind of remained a little bit unknown, a little bit of a cult classic. Like, it doesn't get mentioned first, like the Lost Boys or other Fright Nights or other vampire movies from the era, and it's largely because it's been unavailable. So you watched it on YouTube, is that right?
Well, the link that you had sent me, because it's not streaming anywhere. I would say that that's a Remainders first, that we actually
that's what I'm saying. So this is
free on YouTube.
It's just not really available. That's why I was surprised you were able to watch it on Criterion at some point. It's just not really available anywhere, and it's been like that for years. It doesn't have a 4K release, and it had like a super small Blu-ray release.
I mean, it is possible that it was on that Filmstruck that I watched it for the first time, because that was like the Criterion before Criterion, and that went under, from what I remember, just because of rights for all the studios. So it could have been on there actually.
Totally, but again, like, it's just not like common for like mainstream viewing. So I think that's definitely been a reason why like it has kind of flown under the radar a little bit. It obviously has a resurgence now over time, but like I said, that DVD is still kind of one of like the best releases of this movie, and that's been out of print for a while. So
I remember that cover too so well. It's got like kind of like an iridescence to it.
So good. I mean, it's an early edition of like this is the heyday of like DVDs, when like even like standard issue stuff would be like the great slipcover double release. So I mean, that's how great stuff was back then on average, and now that's just the boutique stuff. But yeah, that DVD still looks great. Still got all the special features. I did not watch the Kathryn Bigelow commentary for this viewing, but I have heard it before, and it's pretty good. So
cool.
Okay, what are your first impressions on this time watching it, of this horror Western classic?
It's got like the perfect. You don't know that you're going to be up against like this gang of vampires right at the beginning, so you're kind of watching this. Yeah, like I always kind of love when you're introduced as like a fly on the wall in like some shit kicker town in Texas or wherever. I think this is Texas, right?
That
and
sounds
it's kind, yeah, and it's kind of like desolate, and there's not much around. There's not much to do, except for go and drink Lone Stars at the bar and pick up chicks and line dance and shit. So like I kind of love that the introduction is that, and that you're just, yeah, he's gonna, of course she's gonna get in the car with the guy who's gonna give her a ride home, but you have no clue at the beginning of this film that she's a vampire at all, and that she's unique because she's not like right away going after him and trying to like suck his blood. She actually like is kind of like into him, it seems like, so it's cool that like at this point you're intrigued enough to be like, I know this movie's about vampires, but like what's the catch here? And yeah, as soon as the first bite happens, all hell breaks loose, and you're introduced to this gang of characters that are very, very memorable. Lance Henriksen, one of the all-time greats, still living, unbelievably. He's one of my favorites.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, horror Western. I mean, that is kind of from what I understand, Kathryn Bigelow wanted to make a Western and wasn't able to get the funding of that. Vampire movies, horror was available, so they kind of pivoted and made it a horror Western. So
I love that. It's like, I want to make a Western, and no.
Yeah.
Make a horror Western?
What if they put a vampire in it? So, yeah. But then it ends up being like one of the most nuanced vampire movies there is. So,
well, like I was saying, and I think you missed it because we cut out, but like, you don't know the whole time what this movie is going to do to you, because it does kind of start slow, and you kind of have this relationship building, which is at the crux of the whole movie, right? I mean, you've got these two characters that there's some kind of spark at the beginning, which carries throughout the whole film.
Yeah. So boy meets girl. Girl is a vampire. Girl turns boy into a vampire, and he gets sucked into the degenerate family that she's a part of. So the plot is pretty simple, but yes, watching Caleb, who's the main character who gets turned into a vampire, kind of waffle back and forth between this world of becoming a vampire and whether or not he's going to be part of the gang is kind of the through line of it. You know,
well, it's like light up. Will they accept him? You know, it's
yes,
really
exactly.
Like, he doesn't even know what's happening. You know.
Yeah, and then, but there are some points when he like starts like considering it because of his relationship with May and feeling like, oh, we could be lovers forever, as she puts it. You know, just be in love forever as vampires, and so like there, it does have a back and forth. But then, yeah, the family itself, which is so Lance Henriksen, Bill Paxton, and Jeanette Goldstein. So obviously not really news, but this is the repurposed cast from Aliens that Kathryn Bigelow that Kathryn Bigelow just took from her almost husband at the time, James Cameron. So them just turning this into a Aliens Part 2 with the cast, because from what I understand, also Michael Biehn was actually originally offered the role that Lance Henriksen took. So still would have been a Aliens reunion, but just with the three of them.
Wow.
And so, plenty of connections with James Cameron, and that, but that is by far the main one. And it is that trio that is the strength of the movie. They play these degenerate characters so good, and they're just so nuanced. And like I said, vampire, it's a way of like presenting like what it would actually be like to be a vampire. Like Lance's character mentions that he was in the Civil War. Bill Paxton was almost like turned into a vampire as somebody to be a partner with him. Jeanette Goldstein, they have their relationship. And then Homer, who's like the kid, he's basically an old man in a 12-year-old body. And so it's like, it's all just like subtly given like these background for these characters. There's not like really any like narration about it or anything, but it's just subtle about it. And it like just shows like how miserable everybody is, because they're just destined to this life of being a drifter, having to find food, and then going from town to town, staying in a van instead of actually having any type of residence like Count Dracula does. So,
yeah. Well, also I wanted to say, like all of the characters. Yeah, I remember Lance Henriksen saying that I'm from the Civil War, and there's like, isn't there a line like where he's like, well, we lost or something like that?
Exactly.
But the Homer kid, I love that, like the fact that there's this character that's an old man, like it's like a Benjamin Button in the way that like you're trapped like being that age, yet you go on to live years and years and years and years and years, so you become up here mentally, you know, an old wise vampire, I guess, but you're still a child. Look, you know, it's really a cool idea, cool concept.
I mean, it keeps on going with like, it just shows like every corner, like these are just miserable people. And so that's why it kind of like, it comes out in that bar scene, that beautiful bar scene that is just like perfect from start to finish. When they're trying to get Caleb to kill for the first time, it's like a slow burn. They go to the bar, they're hanging out, they're causing trouble, obviously, so that's why nobody fucks with them. And then it just turns into this slaughter of them seeking their food. But it's like they're almost like having fun with it. Like that's their only source of joy. It's to like play with their food in almost a way. So it's like it's them like gassing it up, and it's so well directed. Like the music is beautiful in it. So
I mean, if you were going to try to sell this film on anybody to watch it, you would show them that fucking scene. I mean, it is excellent. And Bill Paxton should have won an Academy Award for that entire scene. He's so good in it. When he takes like the sunglasses and puts them on, oh man, like that's like the whole fun thing, is like taking them off, putting them on, you know, like, and then the whole spike on the end of his like spur on the end of his boot, and that's the way he cuts the guy. I mean, yeah, you're right. It's like, what kind of creative, fun ways can we kill these people? You know,
that's all they have,
and they don't know that there's vampires that exist. So they walk in there and they think, "Oh, I'll shoot him with my 12 gauge shotgun." Yeah, but, you know, it's not going to work.
I mean, so they never even like actually say the word vampire in this movie at all, which is which is just another note. It's like it is like a full-on minimalist movie about with that. It's like they don't really acknowledge that they're vampires. It's just it's treated, and this is another connection with the movie I will cover next week. It's basically treated like a sickness, like almost like an addiction that you have to deal with. Like once you become a vampire, then you have this addiction for blood, and it's just going to fucking ruin your life in one degree or another. But you're still going to have fun while pursuing it, possibly in the same way drugs would be. So.
Well, Caleb as the main character, I don't know this actor. Do you know? Have you seen this actor in anything before?
I looked him up briefly. He's in a bunch of B shows that I've never heard of. Adrian Pasdar, but this is the only thing I've really ever seen him in.
Yeah, so. Totally. And like, he's got this kind of farm family with a little girl that's his sister, and then his dad, and you know they've got this little ranch and stuff like that. When I first saw the father, I was like, "Is that Treat Williams?" But of course, he would have been too old at that time to be Treat Williams. But he kind of looks like him, you know.
Kim Thomerson, that's the dad. He's in like a lot of B movies. He's actually pretty famous for it. And I take that back. Adrian Pasdar, he was in Carlito's Way and Top Gun. And I don't know which characters. We were just going over how much we love Carlito's Way. I cannot picture him in Carlito's Way though. It must have been a small role, and
he has to be at like cons and stuff like that, right? He's got to be, because like those are some great movies to be in, especially this one. People, I mean, you know, vampire enthusiasts would love this film.
Yeah, again, this one is not. I mean, I go to a lot of the horror cons, and you don't see Near Dark too much. I mean, that's still kind of a deep cut when you like if you're at a con. I mean, that's obviously
wild, man.
Yeah,
the movie's so good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I do generally think the fact that it's lack of availability in the last like 20, 25 years is a major reason why it's
what studio put this out? What does it say on the back of that DVD?
I think it's Lionsgate.
Oh, Lionsgate. Okay, yeah.
Well, I know it was like a Dino De Laurentiis kind of produced one at the time, and it got mixed up with like, it's a casualty of a movie that was like being put out while the studio was shutting down, I think. So that's why like it probably didn't. I mean, it did flop in the theater, so it wasn't really like a big success instantly or anything. So it just has had a lot of stuff going against it. But yeah, it's one that's continued to gain notoriety over the years. But yeah, I've never seen any type of convention crew with it, you know, getting all the cast together or anything with that. So
yeah, interesting. It's like make or break, you know. You don't have good advertising, people are never going to come out to see the film, and if you don't have good distribution at the end of it, no one's going to see it for years and years and years to come. I mean, I know this film is successful as far as its afterlife. It obviously has aged super well. But yeah, if it's not available, it's not available. Like you were showing me the other day, like we covered the Stoned Age, 10 episodes ago or so. And I was telling you the same thing about that film. I just you never could find it. And I always had trouble trying to get it, even in the Suncoast days when you could kind of pre-order anything. But now it looks like they're coming out with a 4K edition. And
I know, I was excited to show you that. Nice special edition. That's Lionsgate Limited, actually, which they've been doing a great job with their physical media. They're the ones who put out the Descent 4K, that Frailty, another Bill Paxton movie, that's the Frailty 4K.
Yeah, we gotta cover that too.
Yeah. So they've been doing a good job. So expect like some good stuff with that one. And yeah, that cover for the Stone Age looks incredible. Like somebody put some good art.
Yeah, you never see anything but the it looks like when you pull it out, it's a classic cover. But yeah, you never see anything but that. I mean, the original poster is awesome, but it was just kind of jarring seeing something new for that film.
Yeah. Speaking of good artwork, I saw your Cypress Hill stuff. It's looking fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, that was another one of those things where it turned over. I got a call like on Thursday, and they're like, "Are you available to do this because it's due on Sunday night?" Yeah, I guess I'll cancel all my plans for the weekend, which is what I did, and I went to work like like that 2 days in a row. Gave them 2 different looks for like comps on Friday, I think it was. Saturday I drew all day long. Sunday I finalized it, And then Monday I handed over all the files. And then on Tuesday or something, they announced the tour. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, it's been bizarre.
I mean, I was looking at a lot of the posts and like there were tons of people who were like, man, this artwork is incredible. Like there were a lot of people pointing out like they were liking the artwork. I saw
maybe it's sometimes if you get under the duress or you don't have enough time to do stuff, it's when the best stuff comes out, I guess, but thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, that was really a great one. I really loved how that turned out.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to probably hit it up when they come here. So
I mean, the dream, dude, is for Criterion to come calling and say, hey, I love that podcast that you guys do, and I see you're an artist. Would you like to do a drawing for any movie? I don't care what it is. Like just to say I did a cover for the Criterion collection would be the biggest feather in my cap.
It sounded like the movie phone voice asking for that. So what movie would you want to cover? What movie would you want to do original art for? Like what's the first one to come to your mind? Right?
Oh man, I don't know. I just thought of Signs, but I don't know if that's on Criterion, I don't know if it would be on Criterion, but I love that film.
No, yeah, I don't think the M. Night has made it into the official Criterion collection, but streaming wise, sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of films that are surprising to me. Like I just watched Cruel Intent. Again, this might not be a Criterion collection DVD. It's not in the collection that way, but it's on streaming. And I just watched Cruel Intentions for the first time because it was on Criterion Channel. And I was like, if this was on any other streamer, I would have passed it a billion times like I have for the last 20 years. But it's on Criterion.
I keep on saying this. This is how I bait you with movies. I just mentioned any type of Criterion collection. You're like, well, Patrick recommended it, but also Criterion recommended it, so I'll probably check it out.
There's something cool about that. Like maybe I missed something because like somebody reputable told you about it. I mean, whenever you tell me about
that's
movies,
the whole.
I always
that's
watch.
I mean, that's what we're doing here. Is like recommending movies that may have gone unnoticed. And kind of give our reasons why, high art, low art, and everything in between. And here's a reason why you should watch it. So I get it. It's all credibility.
Like so any kind of genre movie that has to do with horror, we love. But then you also kind of love the hooligan characters, the over the top, like kind of sinister, shitty bad guys. This has it all. Like you can't lose. But it also is. At the end of the day, I think a really good story as well. That there is like, well, I've never seen a vampire get a transfusion before. Have you?
No. And I was going to ask you about that. What did you think about the blood transfusion? I
mean, I believe it because the movie's so good. I don't think it's like plausible.
It's kind of stupid in the world of vampires, but yeah, like in the movie as a plot point, like it works totally fine with me. So
yes, but it's like kind of like, all right, so it's just the blood that's in your body that makes you a vampire. Right. Then it's like okay, and then maybe
well, that makes sense. But the idea of just having a blood transfusion would flip the switch back doesn't really make too much sense.
Yeah, exactly. Like all of a sudden you're not undead.
Right.
So in Caleb's terms, he's not yet fully a vampire, from what I gather. Although he's drinking her blood, like to kind of get by. But I feel like he hasn't fully turned. I don't know. Maybe he has.
So I've always kind of, this is interesting because I've always read it as you kind of are automatically a vampire. It's just mentally you're not a vampire yet. And that's kind of where all these characters are. They're all at different like mental stages. So like Lance Henderson is like almost somebody who's like given up on life because he's just so tired of living. And he's just like, I can't keep on living forever. Like that's the whole point of death is that's what makes life valuable. It's like that's what gives life meaning is that it doesn't go on forever. When you're a vampire, it goes on forever, and he's just kind of a character who's like given up on life. May, who bites Caleb, she's still kind of fresh, so it's like she has more optimism about being a vampire. That's why it's like she's like trying to entice him, like be a vampire with me, and we'll love each other forever. Yeah. And so they're at different stages, and so like he's at the very beginning stage where he's like he can't mentally wrap his mind around killing somebody for food, whereas the rest of them have been doing it for years. So and as we mentioned, like that's like almost their only source of fun. So like when Bill Paxton is like in the bar scene, that's his source of entertainment, doing the killing, because he's just been doing it for so long. May will do it because she needs to feed. So when it comes to Caleb, he's like, he's still wrapping his mind around the fact that he has to kill people for food in order to survive. So I think he's, the way I've always read it, he's basically automatically a vampire. It's just mentally catching up with it.
And just speaking of like becoming one of the gang, I think his ultimate transition to being in the gang is if he does kill a classic,
right?
If he does kill someone on his own and eat it, then it's like, all right, now, because he does show that he cares about the group when he goes out and gets the car during that another great scene, the whole shootout scene with the cops, which excellent. But he demonstrates that he's one for all, in that scene.
I think that's somewhere around. So James Cameron makes a cameo in this movie. He gives Bill Paxton the finger. It's uncredited, but there's a part where somebody gives Bill Paxton the finger in a car, and so that's James Cameron. So
kick ass.
I think it's somewhere around there. But
I did not catch that, but
no, I mean, I don't. It's so like unnoticeable, and like you wouldn't even notice him. You're looking at the trivia, but I just know that he does. They used his body for it at least. So.
That's the same finger he was using when he didn't get nominated for the Oscar for the way of the water,
huh? Wait a minute. Did he get? Well, so he was nominated for the first Avatar for Best Director. He lost that to
Kathryn Bigelow for her.
Kathryn Bigelow, yeah. So which is always the funniest thing is that she ended up beating him for Best Director in 2009 for The Hurt Locker over Avatar.
Avatar is from 2009. That's how far back we're going already. God.
Yeah, it's almost vintage now. Yeah.
Wow, dude. But yeah, I remember that.
That's James Cameron's timeline for movies. He takes his he goes big or doesn't go at all. So
yeah,
that's what he's committed to for the rest of his life with Avatar. But it'll just always be hilarious to me. Like that's who he lost to with Avatar. So
yeah. Amazing. I didn't know that. I'll have to look for that cameo next time I watch it. But yeah, that entire like shootout scene, that's why it's like it is a great Western too. You're right. Like it's got that whole vibe that works perfectly. And maybe to my knowledge, I don't think anybody's tried to do a vampire Western before this film. I mean, it's 1987.
Not that I know of. I think I was just browsing through random stuff, and I think I saw like references to like older stuff. There was like a Curse of the Undead from 1959.
Oh, that would make sense. They would probably try to do like anything be like horror movies just to kind of like, follow that whole like horror, Universal Monsters thing that was happening at the time.
And there is a 1966 movie called Billy Kid versus Dracula. So that one.
Oh, that's right. I do remember that.
Oh, you remember? I had never heard of these movies, but like the fact that they exist, obviously somebody kind of tried to merge the genres at least some point.
I mean, I'd love to watch
before
that.
Kathryn Bigelow.
Yeah. Well, this is done well. I'm sure Billy the Kid versus Dracula is not done well. But who am I to say? I haven't seen it yet.
Who knows, man? I mean, the poster kicks ass. I can say that right now. So,
maybe that'll be the third one in our vampire. I mean, we're doing vampires way late in the game. This is like episode 91 or something. What's wrong with us?
It's still relatively young in the overview of film that we are trying to do with this podcast. So,
yeah, I see distributed by De Laurentiis Entertainment Group, which, by the way, was the 70s version of King Kong that we covered. Right. De Laurentiis had done that as well.
Yeah. De Laurentiis had his name in a lot of kick-ass stuff. Army of Darkness.
Wow, kick-ass.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm reading this right now. During the American Civil War, making him about 150 years old, Severin had earlier suggested he and Jesse started the Great Chicago Fire of 1871.
Okay. If there was ever a perfect idea or segue for fan fiction, it is Lance Henriksen and Bill Paxton setting the Chicago Fire and figuring out how that happened or what that looked like. So
Maybe that's the only thing I'd be on board with AI for, is to like bring Bill Paxton back so we could see that.
Oh my God. Man, I had watched Aliens, as I do my annual Alien trilogy. It's my favorite trilogy of all time. Alien, Aliens, and Alien 3. And watching Lance Henriksen in that is so funny, because like understanding now that like he was originally possibly going to play, one, the Terminator, but also two, RoboCop. Like he
would be great in RoboCop, I think.
And both of them, but just the fact that like he was one of the persons Cameron wanted to be the original Terminator. Didn't happen. Wanted to be the original RoboCop from Verhoeven. Didn't happen. Ends up playing an android and just still kicking ass and everything in that. So he's such a legend.
Yeah, I mean, like a year. Like, have you ever seen Pumpkinhead? I'm pretty sure that. I
love it.
Yeah.
Did you text me about Pumpkinhead 2?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's been on my queue, and I still haven't watched it yet, and I'm excited to watch it because I love Pumpkinhead. But that's the type of like recommendation where I'm like, Pumpkinhead 2 or any type of sequel like that. If anybody's like, wait a minute, you got to get on this one. That's when I'm most excited to watch it.
Yeah, I watched it last Halloween. It was on something like Amazon or something, and I was pleasantly surprised at how much I liked it. And yeah, I mean, that's a kind of an unloved franchise, the Pumpkinhead franchise, I feel.
Well, it's definitely unique being directed by Stan Winston. I don't think he did the sequel, but Stan Winston of like, Jurassic Park fame with the special effects, the legend.
Yeah.
That's he directed Pumpkinhead, and that's why the Pumpkinhead creature itself looks so fucking amazing. It's because you have one of the best creature feature guys of all time doing it. So
yeah, no, totally. Sam Winston Studios, that is legendary.
Speaking of sequels, I've been watching the Leprechaun movies. So Leprechaun
I was
3.
just thinking, like, where is that? Are you streaming it? Because they're like all over my TV being suggested to me.
Well, that's probably because of St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, that's true.
Which, all right, little tangent. We got a couple things we can look at. This one just came out, Leprechaun on 4K.
Yes.
This great.
Wow, what a great cover!
Slip cover with this art in the steelbook itself. So this is a great edition.
Great.
Yeah. And Mark Jones, unfortunately, just recently passed away, the director of the original Leprechaun and of Rumpelstiltskin, which we talked about last year when I picked this up.
Yeah.
This great edition from TerraVision. So Mark Jones, director of both of these, just passed away in the last 2 months. But
oh, wow.
He was able to do a bunch of features for that Leprechaun 4K in the last 6 months. So still all super new. Him talking about it. He looked good in the interviews, unfortunately. So I don't know exactly how he passed away, but it must have been sudden. But looked good, sounded good, and had nothing but fond memories and plenty of cool stuff to share about the movie itself. So
yeah, we do got to cover Rumpelstiltskin too. It's been so long since I've seen that, and I know
it's so ridiculous.
You showed that DVD or the Blu-ray before, and it looks so fucking good. All I have is good memories of it.
Yeah, it's good. It has a very fun 90s vibe. And that was one thing of learning more about Leprechaun, because Leprechaun, the OG one, that was a repeat watch in my household with my brother and sister and I. Back when, one TV, you had siblings fighting over what to watch. Leprechaun was always one movie that we all agreed on. So there was.
I still feel like that was one that was heavily on HBO or something, because I remember watching that over at I never had HBO, but my neighbor did, and I remember late nights sleeping over there, and we would watch it all the time.
Yeah. Well, we definitely had the VHS, put it on repeat, and the comedic aspect of it was always what appealed to us. It was definitely a gateway horror for me, for comedy horror. But then understanding it was originally going to be more of a straight up horror movie, but Mark Jones decided to turn it more into a Scooby-Doo vibe with its tone and comedy that he wanted to add to the horror. And it has a total Scooby-Doo vibe to it when you rewatch it now. As a kid, I just kind of took it as expected, but rewatching it now, it's so good. So
There was one movie of the Leprechaun franchise, and then we can head back to Near Dark. But they did, I think, maybe a couple of years ago, where it was like a reimagining of Leprechaun and like a reboot or something, and it sucked ass.
There's Origins and well, there was the WWE one. Is that the one you're talking about with the Hornswoggle?
Yes.
That's the worst one in the entire franchise.
Yeah,
that one sucks ass. That one's like it was made purely to like have the rights or something. Like it was barely even trying to be a Leprechaun movie.
There's like no Warwick Davis, like fun. There's none of that shit.
It is kind of like a Nightmare on Elm Street where it's like you can't do it without Warwick.
Yeah,
you can't do it without.
When was the last one they did with him? Do you know?
Warwick?
Yeah.
Back to the Hood was the last one, and that was like 2002, 2003.
Oh,
yeah, he stepped away to focus on his kids, raising kids. I think he's been on record that he would return, like if it's offered to him. So,
yeah, because he also had done all the Harry Potter films and stuff like that. Like he was working past that, so maybe they just didn't do another movie in that time frame when he was looking after his kid.
Could have been because he didn't want to make horror movies while he had young children. But now those kids are grown up. So
yeah, there you go.
All right, that's our Leprechaun rant. Tangent, love it. All right, Tangerine Dream. Such a great score with this. Doesn't really kind of fit the movie too much, but like Tangerine Dream is so good that it like sets the vibe perfectly. Yeah. It's like it's not one of their best scores, but like it's still awesome. I listened to the Thief score quite a bit. They have a bunch of stuff on Grand Theft Auto 5 and then just endless stuff since the 70s. So. Is that a band you've ever like listened to too much?
No.
Tangerine Dream, yeah. It's all like instrumental, so it's like
it's like it sounds like electronic kind of.
Yeah. Heavy synth kind of vibes over the years. I mean, they've done plenty of scores. They did a score for Legend, Thief, like I mentioned.
Oh yeah. Makes sense for that kind of fantasy.
But it sounds so good with this the dark hue.
Yeah, I agree
of the Western vibes here. So,
oh, it does say that Kathryn Bigelow, by the way, did marry James Cameron. So they
that's what
married.
I said.
I thought you said that they almost were married.
At this time, when the movie came out, they were about to be married. That's what I was saying.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
They were.
James Cameron just marries everybody he works with.
Who's the last person he married?
The last person he married is the woman from Titanic, not the old woman, the daughter, the actress who plays Rose's daughter.
No shit.
I forget her name, but he's still married to her. But before that, he was married to Linda Hamilton. Before that, it was Kathryn Bigelow. And then before that was his producer, Gail Ann Hirsch.
Wow.
He literally just keeps on fucking marrying his the people he works with. So
I'm surprised you didn't say Sigourney Weaver.
I mean, he's had a crush on her for decades.
I mean, for sure.
I mean, who wouldn't? So yeah.
She was all stoked to be up there, and I think Avatar actually did win something at the Oscars, and she was up there presenting.
Oh my god, I completely forgot that I watched the Oscars. That's how bad they were. That's how much I didn't. That's how much I did not care this year. I've never not cared. I mean, they've always been kind of trash, but like I've always watched them, just
just
for the fun of it. But like this is honestly the least I've ever cared about the Oscar-nominated movies. I mean, I saw so few. I mean, it was great to see P.T. Anderson win a Best Director.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm not a huge fan of One Battle of Another. It's okay. Definitely not his top movie by any means. But he's got the statue, so that's good.
Back to differ here, my friend.
That's fair. It's PTA. This one didn't do anything for me.
I mean, I didn't love Licorice Pizza. I didn't love Inherent Vice. So I'll give it to you. It's kind of like every time
I do like Inherent Vice quite a bit. I like that one.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah.
So does my friend Dave Terrio. He thinks it's like one of his best films, and I'm like, you're fucking nuts. Like that's
it's all vibes. It's all vibes. If you're on the vibe of Inherent Vice, it's just smooth sailing for like 2.5 hours. So it's beautiful. So
I see. Well, I guess I didn't catch that vibe.
Hey, I mean, we're the biggest PTA fans here. We know, even if it's, I mean, I know I'm going to be rewatching one battle after another in years to come, and maybe I'll pick up on stuff I missed, or
I mean, I did
view it in a different life. So
I did watch Begonia before the Academy Awards happened because I wanted to see it, and I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think One Battle After Another was the only Best Picture nomination that I watched. I'll catch up with them eventually. This year, I've so not been like on a prioritizing new movies.
I mean, I never saw Marty Supreme, you know. I guess the Hamnet I've never seen yet. Yeah. We're too busy watching fucking kick-ass movies from the 90s.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not depriving myself of great movies. We've just been looking backwards. I mean, Carlito's Way was my Best Picture of the year, and that's 30 years old. So,
okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I can support that.
Last thing on the Oscars, I didn't even know Nick Cave was nominated for an Oscar for Best Song with Train Dreams, which looks interesting. I do want to watch that one.
I started it last night, but so fucking tired I couldn't even stay up for it. But it's cinematically reminded me of you know, the coward Robert Ford. The assassination of Jesse James.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah.
It's kind of the vibe, you know. It's like train,
another Nick Cave
wilderness. Score. Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah,
yeah, I had no idea he even did that score, and so when I heard his name pop up, I was like, "Oh shit, perfect time to watch the Oscars." So I got to check that out. So,
yeah.
But yeah, nothing else stood out on the Oscars. I mean, did you watch the whole thing?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, I mean. I love Conan. I grew up on Conan, so that's the other reason why I was watching it.
Conan's always great. But it was the second day of my wisdom teeth extraction. I was kind of they didn't give me any drugs that were any good, so it was only ibuprofen, but I was still hurting pretty bad, so I kind of in and out of that.
It gypped you, dude.
Yeah. But I did like the beginning, Conan doing the weapons beginning, and that was great.
Which is another blind spot for me this year. So I do need to watch that one.
I watched it. So. I would love to know what you think after you see it. I didn't love it.
Oh, really? Okay. I didn't know she was married.
She deserved the Academy Award.
I didn't know she was married to Ed Harris. Yeah. Yeah. It was cool to see him there. So
yeah, Amy Madigan and Ed Harris, long relationship. But both of them aren't necessarily like, Ed Harris is fucking terrific, and so is she, but they're not like household names in the way that, like, I don't know, I guess you'd say like Goldie Hawn, and nobody's talking about them the way Goldie Hawn and like Kurt Russell,
Ed Harris, star of The Abyss, directed by John Carpenter, ex-husband of Kathryn Bigelow, of the movie we're talking about today. Yeah.
Glenn Ross. Ed Harris, is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
I mean, Ed Harris at one point was an A-lister, then a household name for sure.
Oh yeah, I don't think he's not, thought of as one of the greats. I think that, and I'm sure a lot of people do. But I'm just saying, as far as the media goes, you don't.
Oh yeah,
media. So no. I'm trying to school you a little bit.
So what movie stars do the media talk about? Jacob Elordi.
These days, I don't. Yeah, I was gonna say these days it's like that. Like I'm not even sure who the stars are. I'm a little out of it, but
whatever star they're trying to push to get somebody famous.
I mean, there's probably most of them are like influencers now.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Okay, that's our Oscar win.
Yep. We're catching up. It's been 4 weeks basically.
We are catching up.
Yeah, talked.
It's a beautiful thing. Robert Winley. So Robert Winley was one of the guys in the bar that I think he's the one with the drink that he spits in his face. Paxton does. So he's actually the guy that puts the cigar out on Arnold in T2 at the beginning. throws him onto the grill, and then takes his clothes. So he was in the bar scene from Kathryn Bigelow, and James Cameron's like, "You're pretty good. I'm gonna have you be the first guy that Arnold kicks the shit out of in T2." So
he's taking cherry picking everybody from this film.
No, especially that bar scene. I mean, it definitely has the vibe of that first bar scene in T2. So
yeah.
Also, I did notice they both love their semi trucks. Kathryn Bigelow and James Cameron. There's giant semi truck. The finale here, just echoing both Terminator and Terminator 2. So,
I mean, it's kind of like in Face Off. It's like, let's put a big, huge jet into, like, or in Speed, like, let's have the bus, barrel into a big old jet hangar. It's like that's like in the 90s and the 80s seemed to be the way to go. It's like, let's make a big ass fucking truck or a big ass plane and let's get that in here and let's blow it up. And it's going to be a great movie.
The producers are like, wait, this could use a semi truck at some point. So,
like, let's get a super old one, because if we're going to blow it up, it's going to cost a lot.
I'm not going to lie. If I was a movie producer, I'd probably sound something like that. So.
Yeah. I mean, it takes money to make money. I mean, it sounds great for all time,
What did you think? All right, we're coming to the end, I guess. What did you think about the finale, that semi-truck finale, but then also leading to running out in the open sunlight as they're chasing Caleb?
Awesome. I mean, fucking legendary. Homer gets it. Homer bites the
poor Homer. Yeah,
the
so Homer ends up meeting Caleb's daughter and kind of luring, or not Caleb's daughter, Caleb's sister. She's a little kid like his age, so about 12 years old. When the sister and the father are looking for Caleb, and he takes her and starts trying to watch TV in the hotel room. And it's just, it's this weird, because so there's this old man who's a vampire in the body of a 12-year-old. And so like the idea of like, what does he want a young girl for? It's almost like he just wants like somebody like his age to potentially become another vampire.
Yeah.
It's like, it's such a weird, because he's so not a kid. So the fact that he's interested in befriending a kid, like almost like suggests that like he's just looking for like somebody to like go through the same experience that he's going through.
Yeah, no, exactly. I need to have someone on my level, because I'm not going to be like, even in the vampire world, I can't like be with an adult, I guess.
Yeah. Or I mean, not even like sexual or anything, but just like having that turmoil and having, exactly. Having somebody experience this addiction of vampirism in the same way that you have as a young person.
And I mean, that's what I'm saying.
And so, that's who he's chasing at the end. And he gets caught in the sunlight, and it looks beautiful with that Tangerine Dream score. So,
yeah. And I was going to say, like, just to kind of like the guy gets the girl at the end. I mean, it's kind of like with
thanks to the blood transfusion.
And even, and even she can get a blood transfusion, I guess. It just works out for both of them.
It is pretty convenient. What was it, Dad? Dad's like an animal doctor or something, right? So conveniently just knows how to do like on the fly blood transfusion. So
and this is an interesting pick, just because of the fact that it is like, if we're gonna get into vampire movies, it's not the traditional way that I would have thought we'd have gone down. I thought you asked me at the beginning about Lugosi's Dracula. I figured we'd start there, but I kind of love that we're starting here, and this kind of the way that the vampire has evolved over time. I mean, there's so many different iterations of that story over time, and even if it's not that story, it's still like, oh, vampires are still cool. Vampires are still like fucking awesome and draw people in, and people want to go see those kind of movies. I mean, From Dusk Till Dawn's kind of like, you could be kind of like a sequel of this,
I like that.
I mean, just but like, again, a little bit more like.
That is what's unique about this one, is because they are scumbags, and it's a miserable. That's the difference. Is that being a vampire in Near Dark is a miserable fucking experience, whereas most, if not almost every other vampire movie, except for the two that we're covering, it's seen as at the very least something they become and enjoy, if not relish in. In the case of Dracula, it's like he's like loves being the gentleman Dracula.
Right.
And from dusk till dawn, they're all about owning the titty bar and just having fun and luring people in and having fun. This movie like really does like being a vampire would fucking suck. You're just gonna be an endless drifter looking for blood, having to always feed your addiction.
And again, you know, I kind of love any vampire story that's like you kind of set the stage of the setting. Even in Lost Boys, which was like a couple years before this, like you got to.
Wasn't it the same year?
Coastal town, like the kind of what is it? It's New Jersey, right?
It's been probably 20 years since I've seen Lost Boys.
Really?
It's the same year. Recently. It's the same year as this movie. So good year for vampires. Same year as Near Dark. Yeah. Wow.
Well, anyway, what I'm saying is like,
which probably helped why this wasn't super successful because Lost Boys was.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Last time I'll cut you off. What are you saying?
No, it's okay. I was just gonna say that like that kind of introduces you to this cool like town, and it's always great in those 80s movies where it's like you have something didn't work out in the town that they were at, and so they're moving to this new town and chaos ensues. You know, that's definitely something that they followed in like a season of Stranger Things. I noticed right off the bat that they're like, oh well, we're not going to get out of Hawkins, and that's like a total 80s thing. Like even isn't it that way in Karate Kid? Like they're moving from like New York or New Jersey or something like that to California.
I actually just watched Karate Kid for the first time in decades, and yeah, he was coming from New Jersey to California, and I just remember at the beginning he was just so sulking about like how much he hated being in California.
But it does something for the audience, I think. You know,
are you saying that Danny is secretly a vampire? And that's why he moved.
Well, now there's a spin. The Karate Kid Vampire Edition. I would watch that.
I'm kind of intrigued to watch Cobra Kai. I didn't know it has like 6 seasons. I had no idea, but
I watched the first 3 or 4. It's pretty good.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's super campy.
See, that's what is making me kind of want to watch it.
Well, it's not like, you know, if you're going for nostalgia, it's there.
Yeah.
But it is kind of put together as like a 90s like Buffy the Vampire Slayer or something, like, you know, one of those like sitcoms. By the way, talking about what the original Buffy, I was just telling my girlfriend about that. She's like, I never saw it. Like David fucking Arquette, Rutger Hauer, Donald Sutherland. You got
Luke
Perry, Chrissy Swanson, and Pee Wee fucking Herman.
I was waiting for the big
watched it a billion times on VHS when I was a kid. I don't know why we haven't covered that yet.
Oh, I mean, again, these are all inevitable movies, so you know. Buffy is fucking great. I haven't watched that. We did watch that quite a bit when I was a kid. I haven't seen it in a few years. I never watched the show, but
neither have I.
So Buffy was always to me. Buffy was always Chrissy Swanson.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. I believe you get to see Ben Affleck in that as well, don't we?
Yeah, that's right. I do remember that. He's on the basketball team.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, say no more. Ben Affleck.
I'm forgetting his name. Guy in Days Confused.
Nicky Cat?
No.
Rest in peace.
Sasha? Sasha Jensen played Dawson. He had the overalls, the long hair. Semi hair. He was kind of like the
I know who
he gives the speech at the end. Yeah. Sasha Jensen. He's also in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's
right. You're right.
Yeah.
Super unique look.
Yeah, very unique looking guy. He's awesome in all of the movies. He's in Halloween 4. I think it's 4. He's one of the main ones in that. But yeah, great 90s actor. You don't really see much anymore. So
yeah, totally.
Awesome stuff. Yeah.
Again, probably at the horror cons though.
Oh man, if only to get a Buffy the Vampire Slayer action figure signed. So.
Yeah, well, you got everybody signed. Your what's the one that you were showing
the thing day?
Yeah, you got your thing one all signed by everybody except for Kurt Russell. So
Kurt Russell will never do it. He's I mean, unless I become friends with Kurt Russell, he's not coming to any conventions or anything. So
yeah, if you saw, but would he sign it if you saw
you him? Have connections? You make a couple calls, dude. Tell him I got to complete this action figure set.
Listen, my best friend needs you to sign his. It's got everybody on there from the thing. No, but I was gonna say, like, if he saw him on the street or somewhere other than a con, what do you think he'd sign it? No,
I would never do that. I would.
You never go up to him.
Oh my god, I have. I would never like approach somebody in public like that as a fan. Like that just I have like a thing in me. I think it's why I'm so happy I'm not a famous person. It sounds like a cope, but like it seems miserable to be a person who's constantly recognized and like, you know, you could be like considerate, like fans coming up to you and showing appreciation, but like I guarantee like just that life of just being harassed by people like screaming your name.
Careful what you say. You are the host of a very popular podcast called Remainders. So
I know. And so when people are screaming my name on the streets, I'm like, fucking leave me the fuck alone. This is already too much attention.
Yeah, I know I'm a genius. I know everything about film, but leave me the fuck alone.
It's tiring to know this much and to be this right about everything. No. So I mean, that is something. Yeah, I don't think I've ever mentioned. It's like I would never ever like approach somebody just as a fan, fan on the street. It just also seems so like crass and like lame.
I've told you my Morrissey story. I was like the only. I'm surprised anything came out of my mouth, but I'm such a fan that I think like it was like a knee-jerk reaction. Like I couldn't even control myself. But he was awesome, and he fucking gave me the bow, which was amazing. Nice. I always talk about John Hamm because he lives in the neighborhood. I'm like, if we saw him on the street, will we say anything? You know, because we love John Hamm, and like, I might, you know, like just if like in passing, be like, oh, I love you, Hamm, you know, or something like that. And I'm sure he'd be like, oh, kick ass, you know. But like, I wouldn't like ask for his autograph or anything like that. Like, you know, that's.
Okay. Those are two different things. Very much so. I guess when I was saying that, I was picturing like trying to get an autograph or something. Yeah. I should say, hey, Hamm, to Kurt Russell or something like that. Or hey, Bomber.
Yeah.
Hey, Bomber.
Why'd you choke out there that day? I'm sure he gets that all the time when people see him. Are you kidding me?
Oh, man. You just use Bomber on everybody. All right, Bomber.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else we want to talk about with classic Near Dark and its grungy vampires before we segue into other stuff?
I think I can set up. To be our number one actor covered on this podcast.
I guess he's certainly the person we've talked about the most by dint of just being such huge fans of him. Which movies have we covered? Simple Plan. We didn't do Frailty yet. One False Move.
Yeah.
So maybe not. Yeah. I mean, like I said, he just keeps on coming up. He is one of the most exquisite character actors that ever lived. So like we're gonna be covering his movies and at least talking about him for many years to come. So I
guess we never covered Weird Science. But
which I haven't seen since I was a kid. I've seen the Chet scenes for sure, but like I haven't watched the whole movie.
That's like my favorite out of all those John Hughes, like you know, the Brat Pack type of movies. Like for whatever reason, it's probably because of Chet. You know, Spitness.
Bill Paxton. Get off on it.
Well, yeah, I guess that's it for Near Dark. There's not much else to say other than it kicks fucking ass and all the right ingredients. Western, vampire movie, Kathryn Bigelow, Bill Paxton, Lance Henriksen, vampires baking in the sun, shootouts with the cops. You know, what's there not to like?
Jeanette Goldstein drinking blood out of a bar shot. So
I love that. All of this is
which we didn't talk about. Jeanette Goldstein, another James Cameron staple. Terminator 2, Aliens. She's Vasquez. We didn't even mention that she's Vasquez.
That's right. You know, it's funny because like now she's got to be in her probably 80s, don't you think?
I don't think that old. I did have one other note on her. She has a bear with me.
Yeah.
So we mentioned. So she's Vasquez. She's in this movie. She's in Terminator 2 as John Connor's mom, and she's in Terminator. What's great about her is that she's kind of one of those old school actresses where she played a Latina in Aliens. She played just a regular white woman in Terminator, and then an Irish woman straight from Ireland in Titanic. So she's definitely an old school actor where she just played all these different cultures, and that's fucking great.
She's 66.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's still pretty young. I mean, I thought she was going to be older because she's. Let's see.
I love this. I love this other
Titanic.
I love this other work note. Goldstein is the owner and chain store company Jeanette Bras, a large cup bra specialist known for its slogan, "The alphabet starts with D." So, yeah. So she lives her life making awesome James Cameron movies, and then she opens a bra company for big titty girls. So it's great.
Amazing. Yeah, it looks like she hasn't had a movie out since 2014, and before that it was 2008. But
she's working on the bras.
Yeah, well, right. But she's had some television.
She does the conventions a lot. She's at every Aliens reunion convention. Yeah,
that makes sense.
So she's all over it. So she's all for the kick-ass movie she's been in. So
awesome. Chock full of great actors in this film. And by the way, the poster that I'm looking at here with Paxton just completely full of bullet holes coming through him. He's all singed out. Excellent.
Okay. Look up, this is the last thing we'll mention. Look up the Blu-ray, Near Dark Blu-ray Twilight cover. And you'll understand like why it was such a ridiculous release.
That's the one I'm talking about.
The cover?
Oh, Near Dark Twilight cover?
Well, so the Blu-ray edition of this movie was marketed.
Oh my God.
Are you looking at it? So yeah, it came out in 2008, that Blu-ray. So they 100% were just like, Twilight's hitting.
Capitalize, yeah.
This is a vampire movie, and so we're going to make it just look at how stupid that cover looks and how much
put like the Edward Cullen blue makeup on him.
It's so ridiculous and so egregious, and just so not the tone of the movie. But like that's what marketing is. There's like, hey, here's this vampire movie. You like Twilight? Here's another one. So that's the Blu-ray edition that wasn't like that available. Like it's not easy to come by. So like I said, it just hasn't had a huge release. But like that was the last time it came out on physical media. Them marketing it as a Twilight looking movie.
Unbelievable. I had never known anything about that. If for anything else on this episode, I just learned about that, which is fantastic.
Well,
make a fucking dollar here days, you know.
Right. That's why I'm happy with this. I mean, look at how great this cover looks compared to that. I mean, my God,
the iridescence and all that stuff.
So good,
kick ass.
All right, well, let's end on that high note in praise of Near Dark in our Degenerate Vampire double feature. Next week we will be covering Habit by Larry Fessenden, which is a straight up addiction story. Of him possibly becoming a vampire. So
I love
it. I love it. I'm excited to see your reaction. It is a very slow burn movie.
Hopefully Larry Fessenden, we can stream it somewhere other than YouTube this time.
I'll find it for you. I'm pretty sure it's on Shudder. I know Joe Bob covered it in the past, so it at least was on Shudder.
Does that mean I'm gonna have to get your Shudder login again?
Oh, you don't have it? Yeah, we'll get you hooked up.
Yeah, I've been
of Joe
out of
Bob
that for about a year and a half, or 2 years.
Oh, because of me? No,
I think it just kicks you off like eventually if you're not like
we'll get you back in.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Joe Bob has been canceled at Shudder, so Shudder is kind of the reason for them canceling Joe Bob's Last Drive-In, unfortunately. So Joe Bob was a big part of why Shudder is so great. So we'll see where that goes. He's going to go somewhere else. So.
Probably some kind of a contract thing. They actually have like a lot of the Patroikis films.
Yeah, I saw they okay. That's awesome. Love that. But yeah, we'll get to that. Habit. Little context. He was kind of like an early embedder of like mumblecore. So he was like influence on like Joe Swanberg, and he was a big influence on Ty West. Larry Fessenden actually produced The Innkeepers from Ty West. And so that connection, I think, would be good going in, just watching this movie. It's very slow burn. It's more about the casual conversation rather than plot. So it's heavy on vibe and that. And it's a beautiful movie. Like I said, largely just about addiction and vampirism. So
cool.
Excited to cover that next week, and definitely Degenerate movie. So
that is the what's the name of it? The Degenerate Vampire
or Degenerate Vampire double feature.
Double feature. That's it. Yeah. Well, I think we talked about what we've been doing, at least what I've been doing, recovering from getting my teeth pulled out, and, some other shit. Had an art show out here on Saturday, like 2 days after I had that go to the dentist for the second time. That was fun. But other than that, recovering. What about you? Anything cool happening?
I'm doing shit. I'm enjoying my peaceful life, reading, walking around the city, getting excited for opening day.
Yeah,
Cubs will be here on Thursday. Did I see the teas? They threw out a couple Cubs.
They were at I had actually a trip to go with them to
they're in Arizona
spring training game. Yeah, that's where they did it. And
that's awesome.
Had to cancel it because of all the work, but it looked fun as hell, man. I've never been to a spring training game, but it looked fun. And I'm kind of just not kind of, but I'm super jealous that you get to have that, soak in that energy, that spring training, because you're so close to the field over there.
I'm far enough to where I don't have to deal with the bullshit on a daily basis.
Yeah,
so it is pretty perfect. I'm like close enough to the lake, but far enough from Wrigley if I want to kind of dabble in it. It does get obnoxious after a while if you live too close to it. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long season, but at the end of it in October, if they're getting close to being into the playoffs, or at the beginning, when summer and spring is starting, those are fun times.
Oh, it's the best. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a good year. I had fun watching them last year, so that was kind of the most I watched the Cubs in several years. So. Shout out to Bruce Campbell. Stay healthy.
Yeah.
Recently, let people know he was diagnosed with cancer. It's the last I've heard about it, but talk about a legend that we need to cover more movies of. So
of course, and yes, I heard that news, and I was very sad to hear that. I loved his statement, though. He's it seems very positive.
It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's been typical Bruce Campbell.
Yeah. I rewatched Darkman not that long ago after watching Send Help, so I was in kind of a Raimi vibe, and I just love his cameo at the very end as being the alternate Darkman. So it's like you expecting to see Liam Neeson's face, and he turns around as Bruce Campbell. So
so good.
Cool. Scream 7 was decent. I liked it.
Okay, it's interesting. So I'm doing something artistically Scream 7. Right? Yeah, I can't really talk about it right now, but I just finished it, and it's I went back and watched to prepare for the piece that I made, because I've watched them, but I wasn't super familiar with the new like kind of revamp or whatever that started with
5, 6, and 7. 5 and 6. Yeah.
Yes. And I like them. Like, look, like
they're good enough.
Yeah, they're good enough. And I didn't mind it at all. And you still got some of the old characters in there and all that kind of stuff. And, Ghostface is still kick ass and all that kind of stuff. And all the scares are right. And all the things that you like about that series are great. And yes, it sucks with the CGI Billy Loomis kind of thing. But after watching it the second time just recently, I was kind of like, fine with it,
Yeah.
You like Scream 7 then? I haven't seen it.
I like it enough. Yeah. So 5, 6, and 7 are all kind of, I mean, I've only seen 5 and 6 once each time in the theater, so I would have to revisit them again. But I mean, it is a durable franchise. There's not like a terrible movie in the entire franchise, which is pretty rare.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I did like it's the most uneven. I'll say that Scream 7. There's stuff in there that I think is like top tier Scream, like for the whole franchise. But there's also like some of the worst stuff. Like,
because they lost both of those actresses, I thought, like, how are they going to do it? They were getting going with such a storyline, and it seems like that might be the downfall.
I didn't follow that too much, but like, yeah, it's just another obnoxious aspect of film these days and online presence. I guess she got fired because of tweets or something, and then that caused everybody to like either want to see the movie or try to cancel the movie. It just sounds so lame. So like, I didn't pay too much attention to it, but I know that affected it. But yeah, I mean, Neve Campbell was awesome in it. Like Neve
Campbell fucking rules.
Yeah,
she's a great horror movie actress.
Yeah, like, and so yeah, she was. Now I'm forgetting. She was in 5, but then was she even in 6 at all?
No, she wasn't. And here's the thing
wasn't in 6,
for you kids out there listening who might be thinking, at some point in my life, I should stick to my guns on something. From what I recall, she didn't get what she wanted money-wise for Scream 6.
That sounds
and yeah. She decided not to be in the film. And then franchise takes a hit. These two people are not in it, and now she gets any fucking dollar amount that she wants for Scream 7. You couldn't have predicted that, that those two, do you think, okay, in the future, I might be just out of this franchise now. And instead, she comes back in 7 and probably got all the money she wanted and then some,
And I know financially it's been one of the more successful ones of all time. So
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she's playing with house money metaphorically too. I mean, nobody can touch her run as the final girl in the Scream series. And so, yeah, she was probably just like, no, like either do it right or don't do it at all.
I love those tweets you were sending me though. Hey, it's like, it's been 20, 30 years or something like that. At some point, it's you're the problem.
That's right. That's right. There were a lot of tweets the opening day, and I just rummaging through them like before seeing the movie. And yeah, it was like, after 12 killers, Sydney, you're the problem. Like,
yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah. So I would recommend checking it out. I mean, not to give too much away, one of the worst reveals of all time for the franchise. One of the worst like killer reveals. Yeah. So I personally think they should kind of let that go. I don't know. Even though that is kind of the staple and point of the franchise. Like,
the whole
mystery,
like,
who would
be wanting to come after me,
Yeah.
Like, what's their motivation? And that
it almost feels like the fact that they have to do it now is why it's like this not being the successful
I will say
part
though,
of
like
it,
the last 5, like so 5 and 6 for me, I was so surprised at how much I liked the opening, like the phone call. And I like the way that they've been able to kind of like evolve it with like FaceTiming, and like cloning phones and different stuff like that. Like it really
keeping up with the technology.
Yeah. It's kind of been fed to them the best way, like technology being what it is.
Well, that's a huge part of this one, so not to give too much of it. And then, Scary Movie 6. Probably actually more excited for that than Scream 7. So the Wayans brothers coming back for Scary Movie 6. Very excited for that. Anna Faris and the whole crew. So staples of my childhood. So
everything that was successful in the past is coming back because those are sure bets. That's for sure. Money bets.
Mm-hmm. Not everything can be Avatar. So. Unfortunately. Right. So.
Well, Suncoast Video should come back. That's a sure bet.
I mean, we do probably have to like rebrand this podcast as the Suncoast podcast. So that's basically what it's become. So
yeah,
for the better. I mean,
especially with looking at your DVDs behind you, they just keep growing.
Trying to think if I got anything new this week.
Yeah, any
just the Leprechaun. Media? The Leprechaun was the last big one I got. So I probably have some more coming. I know about a Criterion sale going on right now.
Yeah, you picked up some good stuff.
Got a couple on the way here, thanks to your code. So I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. All right.
You're just lucky that I don't have enough space for physical media or money for it right now. Otherwise, I'd be using those codes myself. But in the meantime, nobody deserves it more than you, my friend.
I'm just riding out for coattails, but happy to been doing that for years.
Okay. As we end, do you want to go first for your new pick of the week for music?
Sure. I haven't listened to shit, so I'm just going to go with the song from the movie next week. Tom Laverack, singer-songwriter, the song Mystery. It's featured in the movie Habit next week, and it's a fucking beautiful song. Tom Laverack is the musician. He's worked with Larry Fessenden for years. I think they even have a band together. Just Desserts is, I think that's what it's called, but they are just a director and singer-songwriter who have worked on many of their films, and they just have a synergy together, and the music that he uses in the movies are executed perfectly. So the song I'm going with is Mystery from Tom Laverack, and it's a beautiful song, utilized excellently in Habit. So I'll be excited to hear what you think of that.
Oh, I'm sure I'm going to love it. And I'm excited for a new vampire movie that I haven't seen, especially one that seems to be about addiction.
Well, actually, I forgot. I got it right here. So this is the 4K. So just give you a little picture. This is the Vinegar Syndrome new 4K, just released last year for Habit. So give you a little understanding what that looks like. Yeah.
Yeah. Art is always so great on those things, man.
Vinegar Syndrome, they're when it comes to the packaging, they're 100% top tier. So
fucking amazing.
Yeah.
All right. So for my song choice, I have two that I've been listening to quite a bit, and I think I'm gonna hold off on the one Menzinger's new song because I think I'm just such a fanboy of that I think I've put stuff on our jukebox before, so I'm gonna hold off on that. But one that I have, I don't think I have any, or you don't have any Death Cab for Cutie on our list, and they have a new record coming out, and I've paid attention over the last few years, and maybe there's a song or two that I like off of like the records that they put out in the last 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 years, but I kind of like it's okay, but I really love the song that they first released off this new record, and they're putting their new record out on Anti Records, which is like a division of Epitaph. So I'm kind of like been paying attention, and it seems like it's very closely related, at least sounding, to some of the earlier stuff. So I'm really excited about this record, and the song is called Riptides. It's the first song off of the new record that's forthcoming in like 65 days or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah, good tune.
Where do you stand on Postal Service? Kind of always put that above most of the Death Cab albums.
Yeah. Yeah, are you a fan? In general?
I think I haven't listened to a Death Cab album in 20 years. Transatlanticism.
Yeah, Transatlanticism was a big one. Yeah,
that was probably the last Death Cab album I've heard, and I mean, I loved the Postal Service album.
Yeah, I was gonna say Postal Service. Usually, everybody can like agree on.
Is there more of like the fan favorite?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, maybe
it's a little more palatable, I guess. I don't know. It's like a little easier to listen to if you're not.
More the fact that there's only one true record for that. Like they didn't put out a bunch of records, Postal Service. I think they may have put out music like a couple years ago, but yeah, because they didn't continue on because it was kind of a side band, people kind of like are in love with it. But Death Cab always continued on. For some reason, longevity in bands, until you hit that Johnny Cash mark where you're old and you're like, didn't ever give up, there's that middle ground where everybody's like, I don't care anymore, whatever. Mostly it's our fault because we grow up and we don't have the imagination anymore,
Well, the Postal Service, that album had a little bit more of like a kind of like a synthy digital vibe.
Yeah.
More so than. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I feel like maybe that's why it was, for that aspect, it probably, a lot of people like it as opposed to more of the traditional
there's a little bit of more
folk.
Female vocals in that too, it's pretty special.
I know he did both bands a couple of years ago at Riot. I think he played Death Cab and Postal Service like back to back, which is pretty cool.
He did Postal Service a couple of years ago at Hollywood Bowl too, I think, which was
nice.
I missed that, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So okay.
Riptides from Death Cab. I'll definitely check this out. So
yeah, pretty good. Well, all right, man. Thanks for bringing Near Dark, and thanks for bearing with me. This has been a weird start to the year for me, but we're back, man. We're back.
We are back. Wishing you good health, good happiness. No fangs, but maybe next time. So
yeah, there is one more movie in our double feature, so you never know.
Ooh, don't tempt me with a good time. So.
All right. Well, I'll see you back here in 2 weeks. Thanks everybody for listening, and don't give up on us. Sorry we took so long to come back, but life gets in the way sometimes. And while that happens, we just keep watching the movies.
The video store never dies. So.
That's right. All right. See you soon.
See you, brother.
Bye-bye.